Hey, it's Tori, and welcome to, or welcome back to my channel. Today we welcome Dan and Rach from June Turns Black to the channel. How are you guys doing today?
Thank you. How about you?
Hello. Thank you so much for having us, Tori. And hello to all the Torians out there. And much love from us. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. We just came, like yesterday, we were just announced at Rockstad Extreme Fest, which is like one of the biggest European metal festivals. And I'm proud to say that it's in our backyard. Like the Rockstad team actually built a huge festival in our country that is like
Massive.
it's absolutely massive. I
Massive.
think there's I don't know 20, 30, 40,000 people
Mm-hmm.
or something like that. I don't know, it's a lot of people and like half of them are coming from other countries and it's right here in Transylvania. So that's super awesome and we are so hyped. We are so hyped.
And still in shock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that actually because I did see the notification I am on your Discord, of course, and I saw that. I was like, that is massive, massive news for you guys. And I was just like, I bet it's not even sunk in yet for you. And you're just like, what is this? What's going on? Just congratulations on booking that. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we're still processing it. We realize it's a huge opportunity for us and it's one we don't take lightly. We are treating it with maximum seriousness and we want to put on an awesome show for everybody there. We've already started thinking about ways of doing that, so it's going to be a pretty special show.
All right. Well, you guys are here today to talk about your brand new album, WAVEBREAKER. But before we get into that, I did want to go back to like the very beginning and discuss how you guys got into music yourselves. Like, what were your influences? What pulled you in and want to make this into something of a career, or just so that people who don't know you guys can just get a feel about what you're about.
You want me to go first?
Please do.
So I knew kind of for forever that I wanted to join a band. And that thought incepted my mind when I was like, I don't know, like 7 years old or something like that. My mom played the guitar and the piano. And well, of course, I started to listen to bands such as Blink 182 and Sum 41. I was kind of a pop punk kid, say
Mm-hmm.
something like that. And later on, I first started my first band when I was like, I don't know, 12 years old. And since then, I kind of never stopped. And I've been influenced by artists like Billy Idol, Tina Turner, Linkin Park, Bring Me the Horizon, Blink 182, and so many more.
I started I think I so when I was 15, I had a now ex girlfriend, and she
Mm.
wanted to take up guitar, so I went with her. Um, and then for some reason I don't know what happened, but like I picked up the guitar and I just couldn't stop. Um, and in when I was 16, 15, 16, I was going through a lot of trouble at home,
Mm-hmm.
and I found Pink Floyd and Nine Inch Nails and a lot of thrash music, and I could find solace in that. It was my little spot where especially with Nine Inch Nails, I could feel that I'm not alone. Growing up, I didn't have like a lot of friends or any friends really, and that was my little corner where I could just be myself and I could just feel things. So that's kind of where I started. And as soon as I turned 18, I started trying to make bands and start a lot of bands. But it's hard.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't, I mean, it's hard doing it from this side of things, never mind being in a physical band. You know, it's not only the relationship that you guys have to have together and become sort of like a close-knit family, if you will. It's then also
Yeah.
everything else that comes with that. How did you two meet?
We met back in 2013 when I first applied to a band called Between Colors. And yeah, the subject is still haunting us because in our scene, in our local scene, everybody knows about Between Colors. And now, since we're with Junson's Black, when we meet people, they're like, "Oh, you're the guys from Between Colors, yes." And we're like, "No, no, let it die, let it go. No, it's Junson's Black. Yeah, Between Colors, yeah." So anyway, I first applied to Between Colors to be their bassist, and luckily for me and unlucky for Dan and the other guys, I was the only bassist around. So
That was not a good audition.
yeah, that was bad.
But yeah, so it was a series of coincidences because you were not really set on joining another band or starting another band.
Yeah, plus it was, what was it, melodic metal or something like that, and I was,
Symphonic,
yeah,
melodic, something,
and I
something.
was not into that. But I was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh well, I guess I'll try and see what it's like.
Yeah, and she came in to for the audition. She didn't know the songs,
I was high.
but um yeah, I didn't have any other options, so like I went with Rach. And it's funny because even though the audition wasn't great, she was, and she still is,
A crappy bassist.
no. A compliment. No, but you told me, like, she told me then that if you let me in this band, I will be there until the end, and I will do my damnedest to make the band work. And she did.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
she's
yeah,
still been my
yeah,
my partner ever since.
yeah. I
So how
do love being in bands.
yeah, how did you go from being a bassist to being the front woman, the vocalist?
Well, it's a
Just don't give names, but you can say the story.
so Junson's Black first, in its first um
Iteration.
iteration, yeah. I was still the bass player, and we had a vocalist,
Mm-hmm.
a male vocalist, and I started coaching him with the screams and stuff because he asked me to. And later on, um, he decided to quit, and everybody kind of panicked because we were like, who to pick? Because we have great singers, clean singing, and great screamers and stuff, but not necessarily a lot of vocalists who can do both. And I got mad, like really, really angry one day, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it all by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I started rehearsing a lot. And the fun part, I guess, is that coincidentally, I kind of um, thought that it would be better for me just to sing and drop the bass because I have arthritis. And the time on stage was pretty rough, as in, I had my shoulder dislocating all the time and my knee. And it was kind of like a perfect timing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and people need to realize like how hard you work on your vocal technique. Um, you
No,
know,
that comes across. It truly it comes across. It's that was going to be one of my questions for you, Rach. Was like your vocals are so emotive and they're so powerful that as a listener you can feel that, and obviously that is something that you want to put across that way, and obviously that's something that's important for you to put those feelings in and how you're feeling that day when you're recording into your vocals.
Yeah, I'm a pretty emotional person, and I try to um, control and channel all that anguish and pain, especially when we're recording. But it's also, I think, the technique itself,
Hmm.
because I'm a huge fan of Sam Carter from Architects, and he also uses that technique, which is a pretty emotional one. And when I first listened to Architects, it just connected, it clicked. I From the first note, when I heard Sam, I felt like everything, like all of his emotions and pain, and I was like, man, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah, no, I think that's the most important for me with music, is to feel that connection. And like Dan, you said earlier, just it's also a reminder of, especially in the lyrical content, that you're not alone in what you're feeling. And there's other people out there that do connect and are feeling that same way. And it really,
yeah.
really helps. So I also wanted to know, because I'm going to be that person, because June Turns Black is such an interesting name. I just wondered where you guys, like, how that originated. Where did that come from?
Came up with the name in 2018, and Rach really has the she can tell the story of the name a lot better than I can.
Well, first of all, we had like this huge Excel list from which we had to pick,
Mm-hmm.
and Jensen's Black came up with the most votes. But again, coincidentally, it has like a darker meaning for me personally, and that meaning is that in every June for a few years, um, a lot of close people died, and
Mm-hmm.
I lost from pets to grandparents to those really really close people. So it kind of fit, because I thought that if we'll name the band Juntan's Back, which it has an not very good connotation, maybe we'll try to twist it and give it a positive one. And whatever we'll put into the world with our music and lyrics and stuff like that, it'll connect to other people and um, celebrate it
Mm-hmm.
in a way.
The beginning of summer is also it symbolizes a transformation, a change, at least for us, right? So, and there's this whole concept of turning, our pain, our traumas, our anguish, our
Yeah.
turning that into something positive through our art. That's kind of the mission statement of the band.
Yeah, that's awesome. I kind of had a feeling it was something to do with grief or loss or something, and it makes total sense. And I love that it's personal to you, and it's a really cool name. I just the first time, like, I of course I discovered you guys via the channel with Hurt Me, and just the name, and then of course that song was just so powerfully punching in a way, and it really fit together with what you're trying to accomplish with your sound and your lyrics. And of course you guys are here today to talk about your brand new album Wavebreaker, which came out on the 4th of June. What has the feedback been like for you guys?
The feedback has been honestly very, very positive. I mean, it's been getting quite a bit of traction on streaming. We've had people tell us, um, what their favorite songs are. So far, the title track, Wavebreaker, is doing very well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they they found actually the whole idea with Wavebreaker was to have this sort of emotional connection. And people have been responding, which has been amazing. We also had a special show here in Bucharest, to like an album launch show where we played an hour. We played some unreleased songs. We had synced video projections. We had sort of unique sort of transitions and things like that on in our set, and people were really into it. And I'm still going through the material to make some live videos, because
Hmm.
I hope we can share that experience that we had on that night with everyone, right? But yeah, the feedback has been good, has been actually pretty positive on in terms of the emotion of the album, the production. It's been going well, and people have been responding, which is amazing, honestly.
Yeah. Could you tell us in your own words what the album is about and what it means to you guys?
It's about depression and living with it. It's about searching for a connection. It's about um, us discussing it in a way and trying to sort it out. Um, and it's about, I think, like overall the whole package about being open and honest with yourself and telling people that, hey, I'm not okay. I'm trying, but I'm not okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, when you hopefully, I mean, our intent at least is that when you listen to Wavebreaker, sort of similar to how I was listening to the Fragile by Nine Inch Nails when I was a kid, right, when I was 16. um that when you listen to the album, you create your own sort of safe space where you can express your emotions, you can express what you've been going through, your hardships, and you can connect with us, with other people, with whomever you need to realize that you're not alone. Not it's very easy, especially in our day and age, when with social media, to kind of think that everybody's doing great and all their lives are perfect, but that's not necessarily the case. And that's what we're saying, that this is a safe space. It's fine. We can talk about it. You can talk about it, and you're not alone.
Yeah. And I think people need to also realize that with social media, people only really truly show their best selves. They don't really. Sometimes it's very rare. Like, I'll try and be very open with my community. And if I'm struggling, then I'll let them know. Because also I don't want to burn out, because this is something that I absolutely love doing. And if it wasn't for this channel, I would not be sat here chatting to you guys and doing this interview. And I think it's so important to have that safe space, like you say. That was me when Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory came out, and I would just listen to that over and over and over, and it got me through so much teenage angst. And now I go back and I listen to it, and I'm like, if it wasn't for that album, I don't know what I would have done. And hopefully that'll be Wavebreaker will be that for somebody who's now growing up as a teen, or even as a young adult, just listening to it and connecting. And that's why I love you guys, because you're not afraid to put your feelings out there. You're not afraid to delve into the darkness, because everybody goes through that, and everybody experiences depression, no matter who you are or where you're from. And it's an important subject matter to talk about and to bring to the surface. I also wanted to go into, for people who are just now discovering you, maybe through this interview, or have maybe heard maybe one or two songs, how would you guys describe your band's sound?
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Tricky
um
question for you guys.
yeah, it's honestly, it's also a summation, of all of the artists that we love. Mick Gordon, Bring Me the Horizon, Enter Shikari, Architects, While She Sleeps, Cell Dweller, Nine Inch Nails. But aside from that, what I would say, if hard to characterize the sound in more of a not just a surface level. You know, there's screaming, there's breakdowns, there's electronic noises, there's all of that, but that
Yeah.
at least to me feels like it's a bit surface level. I would say that our sound is eclectic, it's dynamic, and um, hopefully it can resonate with kind of a lot of people through the fact that it's not just it's not just one thing. It's kind of we joke about this. I joke about this with our manager Ella, because it's hard to categorize us a little bit. And if it were a bit easier, it'd be easier to, I don't know, maybe find um, PR or press people, or you know, people who can uh, where you could fit into a nice niche, right?
Mm.
Hmm.
But it's not just that. It has pop, it has metal, it has metalcore, it has gent, it has
Chill step,
chill,
EDM,
chill step EDM. There's
techno, trance.
yeah, I mean the bridge, like the little electronic interlude in "Hurt Me," that's inspired by Enigma, which
Yeah.
is an artist that we love. Um, so it's a lot, but it's also very honest. It's a very honest sound. It's who we are. It's what we listen to, and it's us. And maybe if you're into these weird sort of weird combinations, um, then maybe you'll like it too.
No, I love when bands take influence from all the different genres because you can't say as a person that you just listen to one specific thing. Because I certainly don't. You know, I am a metalhead, but I love dance and trance, and I love Nordic folk metal, and I love, instrumental stuff. And why not take that and put that into your own and create your own new sound, which I feel like you guys have done.
Yeah, and thank you. Yeah, and you know, we're living in a bit of a post-genre world. I mean, there's so much access to so much music out there. Why limit yourself to just one thing? I mean, if you're really into that and that's your jam, I mean, go for it. Again, like there's really going back to the question of our son. If there's another, you know, sort of tenet of this band is that there's no judgment here. Like whatever music we're into and whatever music, you know, our listeners are into or whomever, that's awesome. Music is awesome. Like it doesn't, the genre is really, I don't know if the genre matters anymore as much as it did, you know, in the past, now that we're in 2024 and everybody's mixing genres and everybody's doing this super diverse music.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, people still try to put label on everything, but at this point, I feel that that's their kind of their problem. To be honest.
Yeah, like Sleep Token, right? Like what
Yeah.
genre is Sleep Token?
Yeah.
It depends on who
Yes.
you ask.
Yeah.
Right? Because like if you ask a metalhead, it'd be like it's metal or it's not metal if they're super judgy.
Hmm.
Or you know, if you ask somebody who listened to a lot of prog, like I did, first time I heard Sleep Talk, I thought, oh yeah, it's prog. I get it, but it's not really,
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
right? So like it's pop, it's prog, it's gent, it doesn't matter.
Just music, man. Just
It's
listen
Sleep
to it.
Token, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's the idea.
Yeah. I think that's awesome. What does your creative process look like when you're writing music?
It differs, but the standard approach it starts with one thing.
Well, it depends. Sometimes I just write. Well, I write kind of every day, random notes on my phone or keywords or phrases. And sometimes I record them on my phone as a melodic line. And after that, when we schedule our recording, not recording, writing session, we go through mostly me and Dan, and after that, Caesar and David come along. But in the first steps, me and Dan scroll to every note that I have, um, or lyrics and stuff like that, and we choose what to keep, what to change, what to improve, and stuff like that. And after that, we go to some beats, and we start off with a musical phrase.
Yeah, but we keep the vocal.
We talk about the concept
Yeah.
and what else? I don't know.
So the concept and the vocals are super important for us.
Yeah.
That's where generally song ideas start. There are some random occurrences, like for example, I was making a salad, and then it hit like "We Kill What We Love." The instrumental hit me, and then I think we added the vocals. Um, or for example, brain dance that started from the way Caesar's brain works,
Hmm.
and
And he had like a bit. No, that was a Scream for the Voiceless, starting
no,
with the beatbox.
no, yeah, Scream for the Voice started from a voice memo that Caesar had where he was beatboxing in the
Yeah,
shower.
yeah, yeah,
But the general idea is that we start from the concept, we start with the vocals, we start building the song. Sometimes it's more of an electronic song or a beat or a hip hop song or something like that, and then we add the metal.
yeah.
Um, or we build it together like straight up, including like incorporating most of the production and all of that. Um, and when it comes to the lyrics, again, Rach, she comes with a basic skeleton and some basic ideas, and then we write out the thing together. Sometimes I do this thing, and the and my bandmates make fun of me all the time for it. But apparently, I have kind of a knack for somebody would talk to me, tell me their story and things like that, and then I can take that because I'm very empathic. I resonate a lot. I can imagine how how it feels to go through the things that that person went through, and then I write the lyrics out of that, like Atonia, for example. um so Rage has that song is about sleep paralysis um and nightmares and fears, and I don't have that. I mean, I do have the odd nightmare, but I don't have like episodes of sleep paralysis, but Rage does.
Hmm.
So I think we talked for like 2 hours. You told me
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
story, all of your sleep paralysis episodes, all of your sort of extra sensory experiences when you were a kid and things like that. And then I went away for an hour, and then I just scribble lyrics, and I came back. Um, and when I read you the lyrics, um, you're got like goosebumps, and you were like,
Yeah,
that,
I was tearing up.
yeah, it was messed up.
Yeah. And while I was speaking to you and telling you stuff, you were like a little trash raccoon with like, yes, yes, please tell me. Oh, yes, this is perfect. Yes, very juicy.
Yeah. Um, joking aside, that's kind of how our writing partnership really
Yeah.
works. Yeah.
Oh, you're depressed. Oh, let me write that down real
Let me
quick.
just pick at your brain really
Yeah,
quickly.
yeah.
See, I find that really fascinating because I myself, I have what's called aphantasia, where you don't have a mind's eye, so you don't see like the images in your brain.
Oh wow, I don't
Yeah.
have an internal monologue.
Yeah, I saw that. So I
Kind of
have
like
the
that.
internal monologue. Yeah, I have the internal monologue, but I don't, when you imagine like an apple per se, you can
Yeah.
see it in your head, and there's like varying levels. Some people can see it in complete detail and tell you if it's on a table or if it's in somebody's hand or what. It's just dark. I don't see anything in
Oh
there.
wow.
So like when I go to sleep, I don't remember my dreams. I don't have nightmares because I just don't. To fall asleep, I like talk to myself and I make up stories and stuff in my head to help. And
Okay.
whereas some people will imagine stories and stuff and they see that going in their head, and that's why I have a hard time reading books, and that's why I prefer when they make it into a movie or a TV show. Yes, they may deviate away from it, but then that gives me that character that I can then see somewhat. Like, I know what an apple looks like, I can tell you what an apple looks like, I just don't see it in my head. So the different levels of what people have going on inside their brains is super fascinating to me. And the fact that you, Dan, can just sit down, talk to somebody, get their story and then go off and write these insane lyrics about it is crazy.
It's a bit of a blessing and a curse because
Yeah.
if somebody tells me that that they're having a bad day or that a loved one has cancer or they're going through a hard time or they lost someone, I'm not just like cool and then move on with my
Right.
day. My day is
Right.
kind of ruined, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like I of course I can't presume to know exactly how they feel, but I process things emotionally very strongly. Basically, I have very strong empathy in a way. But I'm curious, sorry, like audiobooks, you can't do audiobooks either. They don't help.
I mean, I could. I just can't physically, like, when they're describing the character and then somebody makes up how that looks in their mind, I just don't see that. So it's just easier for me to see somebody who has read the book and has imagined that, and then they've gone ahead and gone to casting and described what they would like in a certain actor or an actress or whatever, and then they come and play the character on screen. Then I can somewhat not really see their face, but I know what they look like from the show, you know? It's really hard to describe. It's just, and I never really knew that I had this until a couple of years ago. My sister, because my sister is extremely creative. She's very artistic, she likes to draw, she likes graphic design. She did all of my channel design. And
Nice,
you know,
nice.
we were talking about it, and she's like, yeah, my head is just full of images the whole time. It's like a movie playing in there, whereas I'm like, nope, it's just dark, it's dead in there, there's nothing in there.
That's fascinating because I
Yeah.
don't have like I have an internal monologue. I can visualize stuff, just not
Mm-hmm.
as well as Rage, for example, because I'm not a super visual person.
Yeah.
Um, but sometimes Rach and I we do this back and forth where because like she doesn't have an internal monologue, she doesn't really process things. Like she needs someone to have a dialogue with to bounce stuff
I
up.
mean, I do process things, but just slower.
Very
Yeah,
very
no,
slow.
yeah, I can
So
understand
sometimes
that. Because with my internal monologue, I think it goes like 1,000 miles an hour more so than somebody who has also that mind's eye in the images, because it's compensating for that. And I'm very much an overthinker. I'm always talking to myself, and I'm always,
same.
yeah, and it's like sometimes it's just like, shut up, like you're you're doing great. Like I'll talk down on myself, and I'm like, should I put this out there? Should I do this? Should I, And we're our own worst enemies. Everybody is, and like you, Dan. I'm very empathetic. I'm very in tune with other people's feelings and their emotions around me, and then that of course affects me. And if somebody comes along and like my husband's per se and he's had a shitty day, then that's going to rub off on me and it's going to make me feel crappy, and it's hard being that
Exactly.
way.
Yeah, yeah. It does take the wind out of you, and
Yeah.
so yeah. But sometimes like Rach and I we sometimes I we're talking and I'm like, "Hello, I'm your internal monologue. What do you want to process today?"
No, it's great that you guys have a relationship like that, because not many people have somebody that they can really just let loose and talk about whatever, and have that no judgment. So it's
Yeah,
nice.
what is crazy to me is that not only me and Dan have this, but also um, us with the other guys, with
Mm-hmm.
Caesar and David, and even our managers. Actually, kind of our whole crew is made up with our friends, and we like really, really connect with each other and feel safe to talk about literally anything.
Yeah, shout out to the June crew. They're
Yeah,
amazing
yeah,
people and amazing friends. And yeah, if we ever feel like we need to talk with someone, we it's we're very lucky that we have not just the support system within the band, but also the support system of the June crew as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that's an important thing to have as well, because it gets tough. I can't imagine being in a band in this day and age with social media, with just everything that you guys have to do to push your content out there to viewers. Because not only now do you have to be a musician, you now have to be an influencer and do all this social media stuff. And I even struggle with that. I hate that side of it. I wish I could just put my content out there and forget about it. Whereas now it's like I've got to release an Instagram reel or a TikTok every single day, or come up with these new different ways, especially with you guys as bands, and to gain that traction and to gain that following. And it's got to be so stressful.
I mean, it's the way I mean, we're trying to think of it in a bit of a more positive light, in the sense that instead of thinking of it as this huge burden. I mean, we love being in a band. We love having this band. It's our baby. It's our everything. Um, we Rach and I frequently stay up until 3 or 4 a.m. Almost every night, working on the band or thinking what we can do better, what we can improve, how to work on our light show, what songs should we write, and the way I see it is that social media is just a part of it. You just have to do it, and you have to find ways to incorporate it in your creative process, because um, if personally, if I were to think of it as, oh, it's hard, I don't want to do it, then of course it's gonna end up being a bit of a crappy online presence, right? At
Mm-hmm.
the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day, if I think about our social media feeds as another form of artistic expression, then I start having all of these ideas. What type of content? Like, I have a whole list of types of content that I want to do for social media, and it's not. I don't think of it in terms of I have to grow on social media. Of course, I know marketing is important, and I know our socials need to grow and all of that, but I'm putting first the sort of the art side of it, right? The art project, if you will, side of it. So, and that's really been helping me a lot to be more attuned um to the way things sort of need to be done in this day and age for a band. um and I think Caesar has been doing very well also on TikTok. I was just catching up on our TikTok.
He's acing it.
He's acing it, right? He's making a lot of content on TikTok that is honestly, it's not really anywhere else, and it's very specific to the platform, and it looks great, and it's very fun. If you want to see our sort of more unhinged fun side, we recommend our TikTok feed.
So, talking of your songs, which do you think on the new album was the most challenging for you to write and then also to lend your vocals to, Rach?
Oh, I think that's WAVEBREAKER. Yeah, pretty sure. Um, WAVEBREAKER, it's I think the most emotional song that we have. Isn't that right? Yeah,
It totally is.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, when we wrote the lyrics, you remember I was crying,
yeah, yeah,
and then
yeah,
for the following weeks, every time we'd have like a conversation with other people in bands in the scene, and when I told them about the song and explained like the lyrics, I would tear up again.
yeah,
It's a hard song to
yeah. And
sing and
I
play.
remember when we first rehearsed it, um, because every time we write a song, I like to read the lyrics and really dive um, into them and feel them and make them somehow mine, like the story and the message and all the feels. Like I want to um, make them mine to feel as if or I was feeling that. And when we first rehearsed it, during the song, I started crying, and it was a lot. It was pretty intense.
Yeah, that is a tough one. That is a
Yeah,
tough one
yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
But I think for me on the production side, the hardest one was Scream for the Voiceless.
Well, that's just wacky. It's a
Yeah,
wacky song.
yeah, but the idea is that is a song that went through multiple iterations,
Yeah.
and it, it starts out with that pretty interesting sort of synth vocal
Yeah.
synth type thing. And I did that in a spur of the moment, and I made another 10 or 15 versions of that, and none of it was hitting as hard as what remained on the album. It's also a very, very tough song to mix because it's got electronics, it's got the genty gents, it's got the metal, the screaming, it's got trap, like hip hop trap beats. It's also got a full orchestra behind it. It was hard, but not as hard actually. I would now realize it. I would now realize as We Kill What We Love, because We Kill What We Love is a drum and bass song. It's like 50% drum and bass, 50% metal. Um, with a full orchestra behind it.
But you're talking the one
I'm getting to it.
featuring.
And three
Yeah.
gosh darn singers.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I ended up with something like 70 tracks of vocals. I was God, because we don't like to make things easy for us, and especially not for me.
No, we don't.
And we wanted to have the two other singers, Andrei and Bogdan. We wanted them to, interweave with Rach's vocals, and like everybody's like trading off lines, and everybody.
Yeah,
Sometimes
because first time when we want to make a feature, I didn't want to. Oh, I just sing this part and you will sing that part, and congratulations,
Hmm.
it's over.
Gold Star.
Yeah, we want it to be like this whole thing, like a conversation, and
And somewhat like a hip hop song, that
yeah,
in hip
yeah,
hop
yeah, yeah,
in
yeah,
hip hop they do that a lot.
yeah. And everybody was excited. And after that, I mean, we were set for. Sorry, I got a cold. Um, the first time we were set for like one of them to join us, but after that we were like, you know what? Actually, Andrei or Bogdan, I can remember the order. Um, but we were like, how about we have like both of them?
Yeah,
Will it be hard? Yeah, but will it be cool? Yeah, and we're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. We should
yeah.
totally do that. Will we hate ourselves later on? Definitely. Let's do it.
And I think Etonia as well went through a lot of revisions, but interestingly enough, after sort of version 3, all of the other versions up to like version 6 or something, we just kept cutting stuff out of it.
Yeah,
Which kind of made my job easier, really.
that song used to be longer.
It used to be like it used to have like another minute and a
Yeah,
half or something like that, and
and we're like, nah, it's boring.
this is boring, this is boring, this is boring. Cut it, cut it, cut it. Yeah, but I think also Hurt Me was kind of hard a little bit. I mean,
Was it though?
it kind of, at least for me, it was kind of hard because it's so easy to fall into this loop of endlessly trying to perfect something.
Oh yeah,
And it
that.
was our first
Yeah,
song, and I had, oh my gosh, like 2 weeks leading up to releasing it, I was so nervous. Like my stomach was, it just felt like this huge pit in my stomach. And then after for another week, and I was so nervous. I was like, oh my God, what will people think? Will they like it? This is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just put it out there. What could possibly go wrong?
and I was there sitting in a corner, like totally chill, telling you, man, it'll be great. Just trust your gut. It's gonna be fine.
My gut was not well. That's what I'm telling you. Yeah.
Yeah. No, wait, wait. I love the way with that collaboration. I love the way that the vocalists jump around. It's not like Rach said. It's not just like Rach sings and then it gets to like the before the breakdown or whatever, and then somebody else comes in, and then it's like done. You know, it's different, and it throws you off a little bit. You're like, oh wait, there's Rach, there's this person, there's this person. Like it's really cool, and then Dan, I totally understand those feelings of because this is your first song and it's the first song that's going out there into the audience. And but as soon as I heard that song and the music video that goes along with it, it works so well together. And then hearing Rich's voice and hearing the production that you guys did on it just sounded, I was like, what is this? What is this band? And then that made me even more excited to follow along with you guys and to see what else you would have for us, because it felt fresh, it felt new, and I just really, really fell in love with you guys through that. So
Thank you so much. And to answer your question, we have no idea what this we had no idea what this band was at the time either. So
We still don't.
we know a
well,
little bit.
No, we don't.
no, I think it's good to not know, because if you settle into a specific sort of sound or what you're aiming for, I think then that's going to end up getting stale and you're just going to stay on this linear path, whereas you need to keep shooting up, you know, and you need to keep evolving. That's the same with everyday life. You need to, and your self persona, you need to keep evolving and changing and growing, and I think it's good that you don't know what this band is right now, and it's good to explore what the world has.
That's super important for us. We want to keep exploring, our sound. We want to keep experimenting. And I was having this conversation on another stream with someone actually, with Olaf
Mm.
from uh, uh, from the Twitch stream yesterday. It's we live in an amazing time where you have access to music from everywhere in the world. Like I've listened to Japanese music, Nigerian music, um, Native American music. We of course know, about UK, European music, US music, Canadian, all of that. But like, there's so much music out there. Music from Asia, from Africa. y- You can from Australia, right? I think it'd be doing a bit of a disservice to not explore all of that, to not immerse yourself as an artist in as much, diverse art from as many diverse voices as possible. And so that's amazing. And yeah, it's something we want to keep doing. We want to keep experimenting the bound and pushing like the boundaries of our sound. We have a bit of a core sound,
Mhm.
pardon the pun,
Mhm.
but but we're still experimenting a lot, and there's gonna be some interesting things coming.
Yeah. Well, what do you hope your listeners take away from your music?
That it's okay to feel, and that
Mhm.
it's okay to not be okay, basically, honestly, and it's okay to talk about it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
That's the main idea.
Yeah. And that's why I love you guys, like I said, because you're not afraid to uh go into that and to delve into pain and grief and all that, because the world isn't always full of rainbows and sunshine, and it's we have moments where we're in this pit of despair, and we do feel alone, and like you say, this modern age of social media and of music, and it just truly opens this outlet for everybody, and truly shows that you aren't alone, and that you can feel this way, and it's okay to feel that way. So,
Honestly, I
what are
think
your
it's oh sorry.
sorry, go ahead.
Honestly, it's also something that I as a kid like didn't have really growing up. I mean, I
Mhm.
found music when I was 16. It helped me a lot, but um, still, it wasn't. I was listening and sort of internalizing and and um, ascribing my own sort of meaning to the music. But I didn't have anyone who told me that it's fine to talk about this. It's fine to um, it's fine to feel what you're feeling and things like that. And I think that basically happened in my mid 20s.
Hmm.
Um, but I think that's another reason why I personally want to have this very honest, open, personal, and emotional message in our songs,
Mm.
because I didn't have that growing up, and I was
Yeah.
alone, and I nobody was there to really help me.
Yeah. It's like the stuff when they're telling you, oh, you have to man up. Oh, you have to put a brave face. Don't you dare cry. Something like that. Like, I was so tired of hearing that. I was like, but why can't I be sad? Why can't I just have an off day? I
Hmm.
was like, no, 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 no. No one can see that. No one can know about that. It's frowned upon. And when I'll grow up, I'll tell the world it's okay to be sad. So here we are telling you guys it's okay to be sad.
Yeah,
It's
it's okay.
funny.
Okay to seek help as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sorry, Tori.
it's no, it's okay. I was just gonna say it's funny because literally just before we started this interview, I was having the conversation with my sister about that, about how we sometimes felt like our parents told us, like Rach just said, "Man up, get over it." You can't show your feelings, don't cry. And whereas now I think us as a generation and those of us who are around our age who are now parents are kind of healing that in a way because we have been told that you can't show your feelings, whereas you totally should. You should be able to be vulnerable and you should be able to be sad and to take off days. I know there's days where I don't feel like getting dressed. I just want to laze around on the couch, watch TV, and do nothing. And I call
Yeah.
them mental health days because it's so
Yeah.
important to
Yeah.
take care of your brain and your persona and just take that day. And I will always advocate for that on my channel. And my channel is a safe space. I know you guys are a safe space, and I know that if, like yesterday, we were supposed to be doing this interview yesterday, and I had just a horrendous headache and I didn't want to let these guys down, so I messaged them. And Dan was absolutely brilliant about it, and I know that I can come to you guys about something, and you guys hopefully feel the same way about coming to me. And that's what I love also about this day and age, because who would imagine that we would be on this Zoom call and you guys are over there and I'm over here, and we've now connected, and hopefully I'll get to see you guys and meet you guys in real life at some point. But for now, we can rely on the internet, and it's such a beautiful thing.
It really is. It really is. Um, and yeah, it's amazing, and that we can connect across oceans, across continents, and really this is kind of why I can't really be super upset about social media and all that, because it has allowed us to connect with people like you and all the other awesome content creators, Kevin, old school, songs and songs, um, and really everyone who's a Dashi and that. There's too many to name.
Mhm.
Sorry, but really, it's awesome that we can get to connect with people, and not just. I mean, sure, the music is nice and connecting through the music is nice, but also on a human level, we can have conversations. We can um, talk about, maybe we're going through a rough time. Maybe we have a friend on the other side of the globe who can, understand me right this second, and I can talk to them, and I'll be a bit better, and you know, so that's very amazing, honestly. So and yeah, we are really, 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 really happy to be here, Tori. So thank you so much.
No, I'm so glad that we're finally getting the chance to talk after how long has it been now since you guys released Hurt Me? Like
A year and a bit.
a year? Yeah.
A year and a bit. Although
It's crazy.
It is. It is. I don't know. I don't know how time has felt for you.
It's
Uh,
like it just ever since the pandemic, it just felt like during the pandemic it felt like time slowed down. Then as soon as things started opening up and the world started waking up again, it just feels like where's the time gone? Like I keep, is it 2023? Is it 2024? Like what year is it? I'm like, where is the time gone? So yeah, for me, it just feels like it's flying.
we have the
Yeah.
same issue. Like
Yeah.
they, um, I think we have in our band 3 or 4 calendars, and it's still chaotic, to be honest, because yeah, the 2022 kind of ruined our notion of time, really.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and but this last year, honestly, it felt like 4 years because we've been not just, and I don't want to sound complainy, right? We love doing this, but we've been working so hard. We had, I think, just 2 weeks off for Christmas, where Rach and I just binged a co-op playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3. Like,
Oh, nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
just
It was
morning
amazing.
till
I
like,
still haven't I still haven't completed. Like I keep meaning to go back and like finish a gameplay, but
gosh,
then I get distracted, and then I'm like, well, now I'm not connected to that character anymore, so now I have to start again. And it's one of
I
those
know what
games
you mean.
that truly woke me up from. I was in like a slump with gaming, and my sister's like, you should try this game. It's got like a really cool storyline, and I think you'll fall in love. And totally did, and it's just revived that love of gaming for me as well. So it's
Yeah,
nice to hear
because
that you guys like to play it too.
yeah, we love it. We're kind of still debating if for this year's Christmas break we'll binge play with like different characters, because I think
Mm-hmm.
we only saw like maybe like a quarter of that game.
We'll also have to include Caesar because otherwise he'll kill us.
Definitely, and we
Yeah.
we might actually stream it actually.
Oh,
But
that would be fun.
yeah, but what I wanted to say is that aside from the fact that we've been kind of working our butts off, to be honest, a lot has happened in this year. Like, we released Hurt Me, and we thought, nobody's gonna care. It's fine. We'll just put it out there, and then we can go back to rehearsing, because we didn't sound that great live. I think we had like a month of rehearsals
Yeah.
as a band. And then the song blew up kind of a little bit, and everybody in the local scene was like, dude, it's this. And then suddenly we released the We Kill What We Love, which was a pretty huge undertaking. And then we played our first live show, and then we played bigger live shows. Like, our third live show was a showcase for another pretty big festival here, the one where I think Spirit Box and Korn are playing. We didn't get it, we didn't win, but like, it was our third show ever, and we played a huge venue, like a huge club here that's like 800 capacity or something like that. So,
Yeah. And we were so panicked.
oh my God,
Wow,
yes.
it was such a horrible show
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah. But like, we were doing all of this stuff, and then we got this opportunity to have the release show at another big club here in Bucharest, and we had to finish the album, but we didn't have enough songs. So we wrote new songs while we were finishing the album, while rehearsing, while having other
Well,
gigs.
shooting the video clip
Yeah, we did a
and
reshoot.
creating the live projections.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
doing that too. So
And doing the march.
yeah, so it's been a pretty crazy year, to be honest. So I'm kind of jealous of you that you felt that it went through, it just passed you by really quickly, because for us it's been 87 years.
Yeah. Yeah. No, part of me wishes it would slow down just a little bit, but then also especially when you've got things that you're looking forward to, and like with you guys and the album and the release show, you're just like, I want to do it now, I want it to come now. And then I think when you get excited for something, or when you're nervous for something, time does definitely slow the hell down, and it's like,
Oh, yeah.
come on, you've got this baby that I know you were still
Yep.
working on it, but you've got this baby now that you want to release to the world, and you want to get it out there, and you've been working your asses off on it, and now it's finally out there for the world, and has been for a couple of weeks. And I'm just I just want to say from my heart that I am so proud of you guys. I'm so proud of your journey, and I'm so proud of the just knowing you guys and knowing what kind of people you are, and seeing your growth, and being on that journey with you. And it's such a privilege from just seeing it as a fan. And of course, you guys have been touring, and how has that feedback been from the crowd?
It was
Hold on,
great.
before we talk about that, I just have to say it goes both ways, Tori, because I
Thank you.
personally, for what it's worth, and I'm sure I speak for everyone in our camp, we are so gosh darn proud of you as well. We've seen your growth this year. You know, you've gotten to 50K. You've gotten to talk with, like, have interviews with some really huge artists and some of your favorite artists as well. And you've been just so consistent, and you've been working super hard. And just wanted to let you know, as fans as well, that we're super happy and super proud of you too.
Mm-mm. Thank you. You're gonna make me cry now.
Don't start, because then I'll start, and it's gonna be a whole thing. And people know that I do tend to cry a little bit. Like, I did it on stage. It's happened. There is precedent.
It
Yeah.
was also filmed.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, we have it on video. Gosh darn it. Okay. So, the live shows. Yes. Back to business. No, I'm kidding. Um, Live shows. Rach, you wanted to say something? Sorry.
I forgot.
Aww. The reception to our live shows.
Mm.
Like, what have been people saying? How's that been going?
Yeah, right.
Hello, I'm your internal monologue.
It was great. At first I didn't think much of it. Um, I mean, I expected them to have a great time, but after the show, people would come to me and say, "Man, I cried." And I was like, "Was it that bad?" And they were like, "No, no, 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 no. You made me feel things." And at first, I didn't know how to react to that. I was like, "I'm sorry." Also happy. Um, sorry. Um, thank you. Thank you. I don't know. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's still it's a process, but
Yeah.
people are happy.
Yeah, that has been, I mean, we were kind of, we'd hoping people would enjoy our show and our live set, but to have people, you know, come to you, and they weren't like nice crying. They weren't like movie crying, a single tear at sunset.
Yeah,
It was like ugly crying. It was
Hmm.
like straight up,
yeah.
and to have people have that very strong
I saw
emotion.
someone in the second row like crying.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is amazing. And I'm pretty sure uh it was, I think most people have told us that Wavebreaker does that to them.
Hmm.
We should have called it tearjerker or something, I swear. But yeah, it's that song, we play it in our set sort of in the middle, and it's this huge emotional release for everyone, which is actually kind of, like, I'm getting goosebumps as I'm talking about it, because when we're on stage, like, you don't realize it, but then we look at footage, or people talk to us doing this after the show. If they talk to us during the show, we can't hear them. um, but they talk to us after the show, and they're so moved and they're so emotional, and that's amazing. That's what you want. That's why we do this. That's why we're here.
I think that the energy that's there has a huge impact as well.
Yeah, it's so weird. The way I feel it is that, up to that song, there's this huge buildup of tension,
Yeah.
and then that song happens, and then I can almost like feel a, I don't, I'm sure I'm projecting right now, but it's almost like I can feel the whole room, like the whole club, sort of having a bit of a sigh of relief afterwards.
Hmm.
So that's amazing. We have uh as we said, we have live synced video projections to our set, sort of like it was like a DJ set, right? Where you have visualizers and lyrics and moments. happening all throughout. And whenever we have the opportunity to use them to their full potential, we've also, so like for example, for our album launch show, people have told us that, oh my gosh, like you guys put me in a movie, like it was a whole experience, which is amazing. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm the type of guy that is so focused on the next project and the next project and all the work that I don't really take time out to sort of fully appreciate uh how, like, all I'm telling you right now. But I'm always grateful for people who come to our shows and who, come with open hearts and they feel things. I think someone came, like, not necessarily to hate, but to they came to our show to be like, eh, and they were not ready for the feels.
Yeah.
They told us after that they were, oh my gosh, like I came kind of semi hating, but oh my god, you guys made me feel something, and that's not okay.
And that dude, the first time came when we had our album launch concert. And what Dan is telling you right now happened in Constanza.
It's the same dude.
Yeah, it's that dude.
So he came to
So
our
like
show
he
in Bucharest and then
traveled.
came to another city where we had a show like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
next week.
near the seaside. Yeah, so
So
that's great.
I'm guessing the reception has been good
Yeah,
based on this feedback.
Well, I mean, even from the live performance shot of Wavebreaker that I saw, there's this section where it's just Rach and it's just her vocal, and it's so incredibly powerful and raw at the same time, and I can feel that through the screen. So I can't imagine what it's like to physically be there and have, like you say, that atmosphere and that energy and of the room, because of course that's going to help you. If the room is dead, then you're going to feel like, what am I doing this for? But if the room is like buzzing and they're all like there and they're all paying attention and you see people crying, you see people singing your lyrics, it like really amps you up to, I mean, not that you don't want to do your best performance every single time, you're going to do that anyway, but it just makes you want to do that even more, if that makes
yeah,
sense.
it really helps. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and about that video, so we gotta give props to Bichta, who is our photographer and the DOP. He, came to rehearsals, and he had this idea of Rage, because like she was already doing the off mic thing, the, sort of the screaming without a mic, because she loud, you loud, like
It is what it
you
is.
can hear her in my guitar pickups at rehearsals, like she is loud. Um, and I I'm jumping from topic to topic, but just wanted to give this little nod to how loud like you are in our rehearsal space, like our current rehearsal space. There's been multiple bands, and
Ah.
there's been no issue. The first time we rehearsed there, so like this, and this spot has been there for years, no issue. First time we rehearsed there, they got a noise complaint because the screaming was so loud, and and it wasn't going through a PA,
Uh-huh.
like her, because like we all use in ears, like we use in ear headphones, so that we don't use the PA when we're rehearsing. So all you can hear is drums and her,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't because of the drums.
Yeah.
But going back to that, so Michna had the idea to, what if you do the whole verse like that, Rach? And the first time she did it at rehearsals, we all kind of got goosebumps. It was like,
Mm-hmm.
holy crap! It amped up it amped up the song to 100 in terms of emotion. And I wanted to clear something up from that video specifically, because you see that the audience isn't really moving, and people have commented that, oh, the audience is not great, to put it nicely. And what we found out, actually, it wasn't the audience's fault. They were confused because we had
And scared
and scared
somehow.
a little
Yeah.
bit because what what the audience was seeing was a crazy lady up on stage screaming her head off, and then two people dressed in balaclavas and tactical gear on the side of the stage looking the audience dead in the eye. So they were sort of scared to kind of do anything.
You're like,
Mm-hmm.
bro, do not move.
Yeah. And that's really on us because we didn't have enough room on stage. So those are a couple of our friends. I think it was Adrian and Rooks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we bring them on stage as sort of actors, and they represent the dark thoughts, the ones that you see in the brain dance video, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So don't blame the audience. YouTube comment section. It's not the audience.
I mean, people will find the negativity in anything. You could literally put a puppy playing in a backyard and people will be like, "Nah," you know. It is what it is, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm not going to keep you guys much longer. We've been talking for over an hour now, and it hasn't felt like that. It's just gone like really, really
Really?
fast. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
Right?
Feels like you just started.
I know. So, like I said, I'm not going to keep you much longer. I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for coming on and for chatting with me today. And I appreciate you. I appreciate what you do for the music scene and for letting people know that it's okay to feel these feelings. And I just wondered if you had any last words for people watching this.
I'm bad at ending things, so I'll let Dan say something.
There's only love from us, and there's only appreciation from us for everything you do, Tori, for your Torians, for the entire content creator community. You and I have talked a little bit about this, but our videos are completely, they don't have content ID on them, especially because we wanted to not cause any headaches for the content creator community. So um, we we appreciate what you do for this scene. You do a heck of a lot more than we do, and thank you so much for helping us and all the artists out, because you and other content creators also like go through, like, you help out so many artists on a day, on the daily, on the weekly, on the monthly, and that's huge, and we really appreciate it. um and for anybody listening to this right now, Tauri is amazing. And wait, it's that way. Tauri is amazing. And thank you so much for listening to this. And thank you to our June squad who support us. Thank you to our June crew. And yeah, just love from us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate your time. And of course, guys, I will leave all of June Turns Black information down below in the description, their YouTube channel, their social medias. Please go ahead, subscribe, like, comment, all of that good stuff. It really does help with the algorithm. Again, Dan and Rach, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to become a Taurian. Speaking of becoming a Taurian, all of my social media links and my Discord link are down in the description. We'd absolutely love to have you come hang out in the Discord community, and I will see you guys in the next video. Rock on.